Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to the live stream. So, this is just a chat time. If you've ever wondered what we do, I'm going to tell you. Um, or at least what we do as full-time artists. I mean, what we do other than that is basically just relax and watch Netflix or Amazon Prime or Disney. Or maybe we were traveling. So I just wanted, a lot of people ask me, well, what do you do? And I'm like, well, I'm a full-time artist. And they're like, ooh. I don't know what it is when someone hears that we're just full-time artists. Yeah, it's not just full-time artists. That is our business. That is our thing. So I just find it really fun that people have this stereotype by a full-time artist as them being like starving artists. And by the way, I'm on the foundation board for No More Starving Artists Foundation, which we help artists make their legacy and help them with business development and such. So, yeah. Oh, when people say, wow, a full-time artist. Yeah, that's what we do. We're full-time artists. Um, Now, being full-time artist doesn't mean that I'm making art all the time, of course. Um, there's a lot more involved in being a full-time artist than just making art. I mean, look, all this stuff right here that's been sitting here all week long. Um, all has to be done too. This is all paperwork and filing and, you know, bookkeeping. It's not, you know, it's not a simple little hobby thing. It is really a business. It is, you have to treat your business like business. Um, I'm going to try to put up my talking point. I did kind of make talking points, sort of. Um, for this video. Let me see if I can put them up here. I'm trying to put this side by side so I can see everything at one time. Okay, yay, I got it up there. So yeah, so being a full-time artist, we're not just making art. I mean, you see a lot of art back here above me, behind me, surrounding around me. It's a lot of art, but there's a lot more than just art. So this is day 71. Welcome to the live art o'clock with me, Nikki. Um, so as full-time artists, we do stay busy with contract work. Um, and I think that it's important to have that because you can't just make art all the time. I mean, you can, but having contract work such as we actually have a mobile art studio. So we bring e- like art projects to community events. That's one of our main things we do. I'm also a teaching artist. I teach in various places around the area here, and sometimes I fly out and teach classes in other places too. So um, we fly out sometimes and do murals. So doing art is one thing, but also having contracts is another. And we have multiple contracts for several different places, which usually are involving teaching or giving lectures. I do that as well. Um, Helping other artists is a big thing for me. I like to help artists succeed, and that goes in turn with me being on the board of directors of No More Starving Artists Foundation. And we do a lot for the local community for artists here in Palm Beach County, but it's not just Palm Beach County. When we have like webinars and such, we open it up and anybody can sign up for these free webinars. And we have it on YouTube as well. So we're reaching farther than just here in Palm Beach County and the surrounding other areas. Um, so yeah, so it's a lot of work, but you don't want to be bored, right? Because why? Why would you be bored? You need to be doing stuff. So we're always doing stuff. Um, it's, beyond making the art. That's where we really make our business. So we have that. Tiny Doors WPB. So I was just thinking back, in June, Tiny Doors WPB will be 11 years old. We have been doing tiny doors here locally for 11 years. Now, the evolution of this now regular business um, has come a long way. It was more we started it. A friend of mine said, "Hey, you should do this in West Palm Beach." And there's other places that have these really fun tiny doors around their community. So I said, "You're right. We should do that." So, and that was in May, and I was on a trip, and by the time we got back, I had installed our first tiny door in Northwood Village in West Palm Beach, and that became our flagship area. We already had a gallery there. We were very involved. We still are involved in some things here in our local community with Northwood Village. And so that's where it all started by me sticking a tiny door. That tiny door was actually made, I sculpted it out of polymer clay. I'm working on making like a commemorative tiny door that'll be put out soon. Um, so we do all kinds of art projects with that. So it's evolved from just putting tiny doors out. And at that time, I worked a full-time job. So, on top of everything else that we were doing. Um, so it was just something fun to do. But now full circle, we have our own business set up for Tiny Doors WPB. And that business is mostly art in like the mobile art studio. So it's evolved from just placing tiny doors for fun scavenger hunt activities to full on contracts doing scavenger hunts in the city and being part of different activities. There was once a they usually have like this, well, they've had it for a little bit. They call it Summer in Paradise, where they have all these different activities. They started contracting us to do projects within that. And we made one year they did decorative picnic tables, and artists came in, painted these picnic tables, all part of Aesop Fables. They all had to be from a fable was the theme. And they asked about doing some tiny doors. So we made miniature picnic tables that went beside the actual tiny doors. and they were all, we had artists come in and make miniature picnic tables. So that was, I think that was our first real contract of doing something on the business level of with the city. And it just evolved from there. I've been involved in the arts here for quite some time. Um, so, and now that's what we do. Now we bring an entire mobile art studio. We did that last night. We had, it's the only time I actually bring tiny doors for people to make them for free is at this one event in downtown West Palm Beach. We were there last night. I think we had almost 30 tiny doors made last night. Um, in the tiny door, I don't, of course, I don't have one right here. I mean, there is one. There's one right there. Um, they have also evolved from, simple little doors with no porches, and then they started getting like we started using Jenga pieces for little like tiny front stoops in front of a door, and now we have evolved to actually having a front porch that's laser cut with the door becomes like a standing door in a porch. So the evolution of the actual tiny doors has been changed and now it's comes with its own front porch. And the front porch idea came because people started leaving things at the tiny doors. So we the first time anybody left things at the tiny doors, I was like, what? Why are they leaving stuff? But then it just kept growing. And I think that that's one thing that's really cool is that the business has grown so much. And people started leaving like little bottles there. Some people would even leave like stacks of quarters. I don't know what that was about. I think they were just contributing to this project. Um, and the project was basically, I started it just out of my own pocket for many, many years until we started getting contracts doing the things with that. But yeah, it's mostly been funded about out of my own pocket. And yeah, but now we're contracted to do everything. So it's really fun. So that's the story about Tiny Doors. And we're going on our 11th year. It's pretty special. So we've had so many people that we've reached out and touch them with art in some way. Thousands of tiny doors are made um, out there, and now we have other projects that we also bring. So fun, fun. Last night was super cute. I'll probably be posting some of the tiny doors I got pictures of on our Instagram feed later tonight. So yeah, so if you did show up last night, thank you so much for showing up and hanging out. And if you are here live, let me know you're here. Send me a little chat. Let me know you're here and watching. But yeah, so Tiny Doors is its own business. Now our other business is called Hennevelt's Gallery and Gifts. And that business we've had for, I want to say it's probably 14 years, maybe more than that. Let me see, it's 2026. Do the math. Um, yeah, 15 years. We've been doing Hannibel's Gallery and Gifts. We started that business. We started as vendors on the street in Northwood Village, selling our photography and not doing as much as our regular full on art at that point. But yeah, 15 years ago, we started Hennebelts and we were vending for a little bit at their monthly event, and then a space opened up available for us to rent. So we moved in there, and yeah, so that's that. Now we don't have the brick and mortar store any longer, the gallery, but we do pop-up gallery things as well. So we're back to being pop-up vendors, which is fine because we don't have all the overhead of having an actual brick and mortar studio or gallery. And at the time that when we closed, we had over 40 local, national, and international artists within our gallery. So managing all of that plus working full time and my husband running the gallery full time was how we did all that. So we've had a lot of experience in the art world in all different ways. We also do community events and such. And we were contracted to do community events, and that same event that happened in Northwood Village that we attended as vendors was an event we gradually ended up running the event for the city. So event planning and things like that have always been something I've done. Um, yeah, so we've done that. I don't have any current event planning contracts just because we're so busy with our other things that I was actually asked to do something kind of a community event, and that was back in December, and I told him I just don't know that I would have time right now. So yeah. But I did have a client here today. So I do also do kind of like artist mentorship as part of my give back with No More Starving Artists Foundation. If also, if artists need help with something, or they're trying to figure out something, or they need help with working on a website, or something like that, or just want to up their business. Um, I help local artists with that. So we had an artist that used to be a vendor at one of the events I would coordinate. He was here, and he's actually working on having his having an event and running it himself. So he came here for tips and tricks and some tutorial work on marketing and such. And that happened this morning. So so there's an event he's working on. I'm helping him out for that as as part of my give back to the community. So I look forward to that. I think it's going to be it's going to be May 9th, and it's going to be in Boynton Beach. So that's all I can say right now. So we're going to push out for artists. They'll actually, I think they're looking to do 40 vendor spaces at this event. So it's pretty big. So we'll see what we can do to help them with their new endeavor. And yeah, so helping artists and supporting artists and doing things that we do and what we love to do is really important to us. And as far as sharing ideas and our experiences and lessons that we've learned over the years, we love to do that. So we started this week on Tuesdays, Tutorial Tuesday. So we will be bringing like tutorial information onto the channel here for artists, entrepreneurs, anybody working in the arts, especially, but it pertains to pretty much anything um, on business related stuff. So stay tuned for that every Tuesday. We will be doing here. This YouTube channel has been since we're in day 71. It's hard to think that I've been doing this for 71 days every day. It's kind of funny. I say that in every video, I think, but it's really fun. I really like doing it, and we're trying to evolve the channel. Like if you go back to January, so we're kind of like crazy. Kind of, I had no plan, just jumping on here, chatting. And now we're getting more planned and organized with what we're putting out as content. So I appreciate if you guys are subscribed to our channel. And if you're not, go ahead and think about hitting the subscribe button wherever it may be on the screen and ring the bell for notifications um, for our channel. We're on here every day, and we've got lots of things planned for this channel. And this is a new step in our artsy world is being right here on YouTube. So we hope that we bring you guys what you want to see. So be sure to comment in the comment section of the videos and let us know what you want to see. If you want to see or how to make something or how to use a product, let me know. I the people that were here today, they were just like, I don't need to go to an art store. Can I just give you my shopping list? And we get that a lot, but I have tons of contracts. So I have supplies like all shelved in here. And it kind of does look like an art store. But it's a working studio. It's a real big mess right now. So, so yeah, if you need help organizing your art space or a space that you're having trouble with, I can do that too. So, the studio is organized, but right now it's just we have had so many events, and now I have to go get ready for another event. Not an event, I'm teaching later today, so I have to get ready for that class, and I wasn't even not even sure if I remember what I'm teaching today. Um, I should check that, right? No, I have everything laid out. I just didn't look at my checklist. We didn't get home till like around 11 o'clock last night. And yeah, so I use Millinote to do all my organizing. And today's the 12th. They're going to be painting with uncommon tools. They kind of did that last week too. We did pointillism. Um, and they did they did these color value and pointillism, and so and they painted with Q-tips. So I'm gonna look and see what else I have on my list. They don't have school next week, um, so it gives me a little break, which is great. But there's no school next week. I guess it's spring break, so I'm going to see. I might. Mm, I thought about I I have several things on their list that they're going to be doing. They're going to be doing mosaics with actual tile. They're going to be doing texture art cards, watercolor sculptures, all of those things. And um, at the end of their semester, they're going to be doing a tiny diorama, but like a garden. So they're learning all different skills. So I have to figure out which skill they're going to learn today. And yeah, so this is us. This is what we do. Um, and it's not just we don't just make art. We teach a lot. Freddie actually works with interior decorators, doing installation of art and different projects with different. I think he's working with 3 or 4 different um, interior decorators locally here. So he does some of that work, and he does a lot of commission pieces from those jobs as well. So he does more into the art world. And we've also been studying ourselves, learning different art mediums and such. This month I'm really learning about gouache paint and honing in on some gouache painting skills, and I really like it so far. So I will be painting live tomorrow. Tomorrow's live will be around 8 p.m. It's a late night one, and I will be painting live. I'm doing a series of mango paintings. This mango season's coming up here, and I'm doing them in gouache. So tune in tomorrow for that. And I guess that's it for today. I need to go get packed up and ready to go for the class today. And yeah, I just wanted to say thanks so much for tuning in. And also, don't forget, if you're new, subscribe, ring the bell for notifications, and I guess I'll see you tomorrow around 8ish p.m. So, tomorrow night, be here on our YouTube channel and we will make some art. So, if you wanted to paint along with me, just get some paint, some oranges, whites, yellow, reds, greens. If you want to just get primary colors, you can. If you want to sit at home and paint along with me, hey, come on. Because I am starting a brand new painting tomorrow. So I'll see you guys tomorrow and have a great Thursday, guys. And this has been Ever Wonder What We Do? I just told you. Go back to the beginning. Watch it over again. All right. All right, I hope that helped you guys. And if you ever need, if you're an artist, an entrepreneur, or if you need some help with stuff, just let us know. Maybe I can help you. So we'll talk to you later. Bye bye. See you tomorrow.